Hello friends, what's up? It's Jaime here. Welcome back to another Fangirl Fridays video and my first Fangirl Fridays video of 2024. I wanted to do what I did last year where I essentially make this collective Fangirl Fridays video of all my favorite things from this past year, so that's what we are going to do today. So my favorite show, my favorite movie, favorite game, all that good stuff. Also, I'd just like to clarify that not all these things necessarily came out in 2023. They are just what I enjoyed the most in 2023 for their respective category. And so without further ado, here are my 2023 favorites. Starting with my favorite show from 2023 by far was The Last of Us. Originally, I was gonna make an entire Fangirl Fridays video dedicated to The Last of Us that was gonna go up during Pride Month, but then I got really busy with work and then the strike happened, so that all got delayed, but I still fully intend on making that video, so stay tuned for that. I'm pretty sure I've mentioned this on the channel before, but in case I haven't, I love The Last of Us. It easily makes it into my top 10 favorite video games of all time. I love every entry in The Last of Us. The first game, Left Behind, Part 2, I love all of it. So when they announced that they were going to be adapting the game into a series, I was cautiously excited because historically video game adaptations have been notoriously awful. I'm sure I don't have to explain that to anybody. So I was very concerned that they were going to fuck this up. But thankfully, through the powers of Craig Mazin and Neil Druckmann and the incredible actor performances, most notably Pedro Pascal and Bella Ramsey. Oh my gosh, they are such gems. I cannot wait to gush about them fully in my The Last of Us video. But god damn, this show was so fucking good. Again, I'm gonna make a whole video about The Last of Us, so I will gush more about it then. But just know that not only has The Last of Us become my favorite show of 2023, but it has easily and quickly become one of my favorite shows of all time. I love it so much. Please go watch it. Okay, for this next category, I kind of cheated because listen, I wanted to do my best, for each category to only pick one thing, to only have one answer. And I succeeded for every other category in this video. But for my favorite movie, I just could not pick between these two. I'm sorry, they're just both so good. And so my two favorite movies from 2023 are Nimona and Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Mutant Mayhem. Just like with The Last of Us, I plan on making full Fangirl Fridays videos for each of these movies because not only are they my favorite movies from 2023, they have also very quickly become some of my favorite movies of all time. Honestly, the biggest selling point for me watching Nimona in the first place was that Eugene Liang from the Try Guys voices one of the main characters, and then learning that his character is in a gay relationship with the actual main character of Nimona, and just how there's so much queer and trans messaging through their relationship, but also through Nimona as a character, and there's just so much good queer trans messaging throughout this entire movie. I was like, okay, now I'm entirely sold. I have to see this movie. And I was not disappointed. Nimona has such a beautiful story. I've watched it 3 times, which is extremely rare for me because I do not rewatch movies ever. And the reason why I don't typically rewatch movies is because I'm really not that much of a movie person, which I know is blasphemous because I'm a screenwriting major, but I'm so much more into TV and anime than I've ever been into movies. And so yeah, I don't usually rewatch movies, but I have rewatched Nimona 3 times and I've loved it every single time. I've cried every single time like a baby. I just felt so seen as a queer person, just oh my god, it's just really good. So if you have Netflix and you haven't seen Nimona, you literally need to go watch it right now. Go watch it. As for Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Mutant Mayhem, just like with The Last of Us, I was cautiously optimistic for this movie because listen, it's no secret that I love TMNT. The 2012 TMNT cartoon remains my favorite show of all time, and I will defend that show and how good it is every fucking day of my life for the end of time. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles is my favorite franchise of all time. But when it comes to the Ninja Turtles movies, They are honestly a toss-up. Like, you never know whether like a new movie when it comes out is going to be good or bad, because there are plenty of movies within the franchise that are very good, and then there are others that are not. It's really a gamble every time, and I really, really wanted this movie to be good, mainly because, I mean, one, as a Ninja Turtles fan, like, I wanted it to be good, but I also wanted it to be good because I was going to go see this movie with Adam, and this was his first Ninja Turtles movie, and I didn't want it to be a bad movie. I was very stressed. But thankfully, this movie was a huge success. Thank God. I had so much fun watching this movie. While Mutant Mayhem is definitely targeted towards a younger audience than some other Ninja Turtles media, it is still so great. It's so fun. The whole cast did such an amazing job. The Turtles were great. Splinter was great. This movie also gave me one of my favorite iterations of April O'Neil ever. Iowa Debris is an absolute star. I am so obsessed with her. Oh my God. I adore her. Even like all the weird celebrity castings that I was like kind of skeptical about, they all actually did pretty well in all of their roles. Like, everything just came together like very nicely. Please go watch this movie if you have Paramount Plus. I know that I'm gonna be rewatching it probably until the end of time. Moving on, my favorite anime that I watched in 2023 was Free Iwatobi Swim Club. This was actually quite difficult for me to choose because I watched a lot of good anime in 2023, at least in the latter half of the year. But when I really thought about it, Free was definitely my favorite. It's just such a great story. Like I said in my Fangirl Fridays video that I did, watching Haru and all the boys learn about the power of teamwork and friendship just gets me every single time. And being able to watch all the boys grow up throughout the seasons and the movies just made everything even more touching and sentimental. I feel like Free, and I also feel this way about a bunch of other sports anime and just sports anime in general, is that I feel like they're good starters for like anime newbies, but also still very fun for like anime veterans as well. So I definitely recommend Free if you haven't watched it already. All right, next, my favorite game that I played in 2023 was definitely Ooblets. It's such a great cozy game. Everything about it is so charming, from the Ooblets dancing to the townspeople's dialogue. By the way, whoever wrote the townspeople dialogue is so funny and deserves all the awards, because there are so many great lines that the townspeople will just drop on you like on the day-to-day. I feel like I need to make an updated like which cozy games are worth it video, because I played a lot of new cozy games since I made my video last year, because Ooblets has quickly become one of my favorites. It's just so silly and goofy, and it doesn't take itself too seriously while also still having really fun gameplay, from the quests to the dance battles. Highly recommend. All right, next, to the surprise of literally no one, my favorite book that I read in 2023 was Legendborn by Tracy Deonn, which, by the way, the second part of my Legendborn video comes out next Friday, so stay tuned for that. I won't rehash everything I said in my Fangirl Fridays videos, otherwise we would be here all day, but it goes without saying that Legendborn literally rocked my world. I haven't been this excited about a fantasy book series since Percy Jackson, and I haven't loved a fantasy book protagonist the way that I love Brie Matthews since Percy Jackson. The world building is outstanding. The Arthurian mythos combined with Tracy's creation of Rootcraft, all of it is just so incredible. I've become completely immersed in this whole world. I love Legendborn. I can't wait to read Bloodmarked and then Oathbound. Oh my God, I'm so excited. And so if you are a YA fantasy lover and you haven't read Legendborn, you need to get on that. My favorite YouTubers from 2023 are largely the same as they were in 2022, but a particular standout that I would like to highlight is Kendall, or Kenny JD. Kendall's Bad Movies and a Beat videos were truly what got me through this past semester. I would not have survived without them. They are also what helps me sleep at night. I just put a couple of her videos in my bedtime playlist. Yes, I have a bedtime playlist. Fuck off. And I'm out like a light. There's just something very cozy about Kendall telling you about some of the worst movies that were ever made. You are doing such a disservice to yourself if you aren't subscribed to Kendall. So go do yourself a favor and do that right now. If I'm being completely honest, I didn't really watch that much TikTok in 2023, but if I had to pick my favorite TikToker that I watched in 2023, it would definitely have to be Armin Arshi. Armin is a lifestyle slash fashion slash beauty, I guess those all technically fall under lifestyle, TikToker who makes content all centered around her girly aesthetic, which very much speaks to me. Armin really has the aesthetic that I wish that I had for my clothes, my future apartment, and basically my whole life. So if you're really into all things pink, heart-shaped, floral printed, and decorated with bows, I think you will really like her videos. I decided to combine favorite artists and favorite albums since they're connected. I listened to a lot of new artists and new music this year, but by far my favorite artist and album from 2023 are Noah Kahan and his album Stick Season. I first heard about Noah Kahan and listened to Stick Season through a Chats and Reacts reaction video about it. Side note, if you're a fellow Swiftie, then you will probably love Chats and Reacts content. They don't just make Taylor Swift videos, they also cover other artists like Noah Kahan. First of all, that man, Noah Kahan, has the voice of a literal angel. And I would also go as far as to say that his lyrical quality is almost as good as Taylor's. Like, that man is a poet. My top 3 songs off of Stick Season are Paul Revere, Orange Juice, and All My Love, but literally every song off of that album is a hit, so definitely go give it a listen. While my favorite song that I listened to in 2023 isn't a Noah Kahan song, it is by my favorite artist of all time, Taylor Swift, which would really surprise no one, and that song is Castles Crumbling from Speak Now, Taylor's version. I remember that when Taylor announced Speak Now, Taylor's version, I thought it was fake. Like, I full on did not believe it at all. Like, I couldn't believe that one of my favorite Taylor Swift albums of all time was finally coming home. And when Taylor revealed the titles for the vault tracks for Speak Now, I had a very strong feeling that Castles Crumbling would be my favorite, and I was right. I feel like not enough people appreciate the perfection that is Castles Crumbling because, okay, yes, admittedly, it isn't the most relatable song on the surface, but Castles Crumbling has become one of my favorite Taylor songs of all time. And honestly, it's really because that song perfectly captures the character arc of one of the characters in one of the projects that I'm working on. The first time that I listened to Castles Crumbling, it felt like it had been written for my character. It gave me chills and it made me cry like a fucking baby. Also, on a more personal level, I feel like Castles Crumbling is for the burnt out former gifted kids who have disappointed the people who had such high expectations for them. So if you get it, you get it, and if you don't, you don't. I'm sorry. And lastly, to round out my 2023 favorites, we have my favorite squish slash plushie, and that is Stanley. Adam got me Stanley a couple months ago when he was at work, and he was truly such a great investment. Just look at him. He's just so soft and squishy and just so silly looking. Look at that face. There are no thoughts, 0 thoughts in that head. He's perfect. This is just peak plushie design. He's my baby and I love him. Alright, that's all I have for today's video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Happy 2024. I can't wait to fangirl even more with you guys in this new year. Let me know down below what your guys' favorite things from 2023 were. Maybe I'll get some new recommendations. Once again, that's all I have for today's video. Thank you guys so much for watching. I upload Wednesdays, Fridays, and Saturdays, except when I don't, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye guys!